Every day I told myself, today is the day. But then the day would just slip away again. I wasn't lazy, I wasn't dumb, but I just couldn't get myself to sit down and study. It took me a while to figure out why. But once I did, everything shifted. The 7 realizations changed everything for me. And if you're feeling stuck, they might also help you out. Let's begin. The first realization I had was I did not know where to start, so I ended up doing nothing. You ever open your study material and feel just insanely overwhelmed? That was me. The syllabus was huge, my notes were half written, my bookmarks were a mess, and because it felt like everything needed attention, I ended up doing nothing. I'd sit here with 12 tabs open, switching between them, but not really studying and absorbing anything. So I picked one topic, just one topic, and that actually worked. I made a checklist with 3 micro goals only. Even if it felt random and even if it wasn't urgent, first I learned the concept, second I revised the concept and formulate question and answers. And third, I review the mistakes I have made and note it down and start it all over again. And that's it. Finishing just one task felt like progress. It felt doable, and that feeling of completion helped me come back the next day even stronger. If you are a student looking for scholarships or universities abroad, you need help crafting a standout CV, or you want expert feedback on your motivation letter, I offer personalized consulting services to get you ahead. All for a small fee, you can get expert help. All you have to do is visit my website in the description. There, click on book now and you fill the Google Forms. I will take care of the rest because I have done this before. Now it's my turn to help you out. So the second realization I had was I was waiting to feel ready. I kept thinking once I'm motivated, I'll start. Like maybe I'd wake up one day, feel super energized, super focused, and just power through the rest of the day with all of my tasks. And spoiler alert, that day never came. I realized that action creates motivation and not the other way around. I'd normally sit down, scrolling, pacing, juggling through my to do list, anything but opening the book and actually sitting down and studying. Because deep down, I thought that studying without motivation would just lead me to bad results. But that's backwards. So I made this tiny shift. I told myself, open your book, just sit here for 10 minutes. That's it. No pressure to be productive, no pressure to finish anything, just sitting down and starting. And weirdly enough, once I started, my brain followed. But I'll be honest, some days I did not even do 10 minutes, but other days I ended up studying for hours. And that's how momentum works, and it's way more reliable than looking for motivation. Then I was afraid of failing before I even began. This one was hard to admit even for myself because I consider myself to be quite a confident person. I realized that I wasn't avoiding this subject, I was rather avoiding the fear. Like, what if I study for weeks and I don't get the results I was looking for? Or what if I give it my all and at the end of the day, it's not just enough? And that fear sometimes became so big in my head that it felt safer to just avoid everything altogether. Because if I never really tried, I would never fail, right? So I let go of my perception of perfection or being perfect and I just focus on presence. And I told myself every time I try, I'm showing up for myself, and that's a win already. So the next realization was that I confuse planning with progress. I used to feel like I'm super productive just because I'm planning things. I would spend hours color coding my calendar, making the perfect schedule, organizing notes, and at the end of the day, I realized that I haven't actually learned anything at all. Planning feels productive, right? But it's not progress unless you act on it. Now I ask, did I move forward? Rather than, does this look nice? Is my desk clean? You see, every day we face is not a picture perfect YouTube vlog. Real study is messy. It's here and there. It's uncomfortable. But that's where real growth happens. So the next realization I had was I thought discipline meant being perfect. I used to think discipline meant being cold and strict with everything I do. Wake up early, no bullshit excuses, start your day on time, finish your day on time. And it maybe worked for 2 days, but then I would burn out and start from day zero. No more structure. That version of discipline was punishment and not support. I started treating myself as a teammate, and that worked. How? I asked, what do I need to do today to make this day easier? Like, for example, I planned rewards after a tough day or a tough session, not do anything, just relax. If I had a long week, I'd plan for a really nice weekend, maybe have a really cold and nice beer and just relax. If I ended up studying two topics instead of one, that's enough for today. And I started celebrating my small win. This self appreciation and self support made me more consistent because I stopped fighting with myself and started working with myself. So, six, I was distracted by guilt. This one might be the most invincible or invisible trap, guilt. I would spend more time beating myself for not studying instead of just getting up, sitting down, and studying. I would rather take time blaming myself for not studying than studying. Why didn't I start earlier? What's wrong with me? Now I've wasted another day doing nothing. That voice in my head didn't motivate me, nor did it give me the momentum. It just made me tired, sad, and miserable. Then I realized that I was stuck in a loop whereby I'm not studying, and since I'm not studying, I'm feeling bad. And since I'm feeling bad now, I'm not being able to focus on my studies. And this whole cycle repeats again. Forgiveness. Forgiveness helped, and not that dramatic kind. I forgive myself for not doing anything yesterday, and I tell myself that today is a new day to do something. Today is a new chance. And funny enough, when your brain isn't weighed down by guilt or shame, it can actually focus again. So, this is the last one. I didn't have a reason that felt real. Everyone kept saying this. Exams are very important. But honestly, that just wasn't enough for me. I needed something deeper, something that felt personal. And the older I become, I realized that exams and grades is just a small part of who we are. For me, it was about freedom, the freedom to create options in life, making my family proud, providing and protecting my loved ones, and most importantly, proving myself that I could do anything in this world. When I made the reason personal, the work stopped feeling like a burden. It became a step towards becoming something even bigger. So, if you've been stuck, really stuck, I see you, I've been there. So remember to start small, and clarity always beats chaos. And second, do not wait to feel ready. Action creates motivation and not the other way around. Three, reframe failure. Showing up is already a win. Four, drop the guilt. Forgive yourself and move forward. Five, rethink discipline. Support yourself, do not punish yourself. Six, stop over planning. Progress only comes when you take action. And most importantly, find your real reason. Make it personal. Even one of this can change everything. Take the first step, you've got this. And if you're looking for a cheat code to get through the system and get a full scholarship, here is a video about the 7 steps to winning a full scholarship. Check it out.